About a year and a half, 2 years ago, Conestoga's cabinet modification program took a major leap forward when they began doing base cabinets in 27 and 30-inch depth. Huge advantage to be able to, instead of pulling a cabinet off the wall, do it as a deeper cabinet. Commensurate with that, they also increased the depth of their drawer glides and drawer boxes so you can get a very deep drawer box. What we want to demonstrate today is how the installation of the tandem drawer glide hardware is a little bit different. Had some calls on this, we want to try to address it. First of all, know that when you order, in this case, a 30-inch deep cabinet, the drawer box is going to be 27. The drawer box is always 3 inches less than the cabinet depth it's going in. Therefore, your drawer glides will be 27-inch. They're totally different than the standard tandem glides. Now, we have a video that you can go watch on how those install, but basically, the normal tandem glides make use of this angle bracket. And this angle bracket will mount to the rear of the cabinet, back there using a locator jig that Conestoga sends for your standard base cabinets. And then the drawer glide itself has a slot, and that tang will slide onto this slot, and that's what supports the rear of the glide. What is different with any drawer glide deeper than 24, for a 24-inch deep cabinet, and the shallow ones, I believe it's the 15 and 12-inch deep cabinets, there's no rear slot and no bracket. You may get a bracket in the bag. As a matter of fact, you probably will get a bracket in the bag. You don't make use of it. And it's just the way Blum packages these things. This can get put in the garbage or on your shelf. What they send, Conestoga sends, is this block of wood. Different than any other base cabinet, you're going to get this 6-inch wide, 3/4 thick, I don't know, about the height, 27.5 inch tall, about the height of the inside of the cabinet. And it mounts, well, we have it positioned 19 inches back to the rear of this thing, but the goal is you just want to make sure you're able to catch a couple of screws into this. And what this piece of wood is doing is it's flushing out the cabinet wall with the interior edge of the front frame so that the drawer glide is not cockeyed, it's running smooth all the way in. So instead of carrying the rear of the glide on this bracket, it's carried on this piece of wood. You've got lots of holes. You've even got one that's keyhole slotted so you can move this thing fore and aft if you want to use that one. I would try to get at least 2 screws in this, maybe 3. I'm not sure how they come with the bag, Jim, do you know?
You can get at least 2 from the bag. 2,
okay. So if you want to add more, you can. But it gives you a very strong support. You've got these screws and shear. The glides are rated for 100 pounds. You're not going to have any issues. When you retract the glide, the drawer box still makes use of the hook hole. It still catches the back of the drawer box. But you can see the drawer glide goes way beyond the rear of the cabinet itself. And that's what's
the rear of the bracket.
The rear of the bracket. That's what's different with these versus the normal tandems where the drawer glide and the platform or carriage it rides on ends at the same place. It's just a very different looking drawer. But Jim, you have the drawer box there. That installs the same way. You're just going to set the drawer box on the glide rails, push it in until it snaps. And when you hear that click, you're in. You got these hooks that have gotten in the back of the cabinet, and it can't tip forward or tip up now, so it's all secure. And it goes in the full depth. And it's being held nicely in place by that wooden bracket. So don't chuck those, don't cut them up, don't put them in your fireplace. They have a purpose in the assembly on these cabinets. If you have any questions at all, just give us a call.
One other thing to mention, Brian,
yes,
is on a prep false door cabinet, you don't need a full 3/4 inches there because that side is moved in.
That's correct.
So if you have a prep false door cabinet where you have an integrated end panel on the end, be aware that you can't use that 3/4 inch on that side. So you'll actually put the slide tight against the side on that specific cabinet.
Good point. Good point. And I'm not sure if they supply that piece or not. If it's moved in and it's just going to be wafer thin. I'm not sure if they supply a thinner version or if you have to supply your own. But
you might have some shims to put in there.
Correct. You might have to shim that out on your own. And that's not uncommon with these cabinets where you've got to supply some things from Home Depot or Lowe's to try to get the assembly together. They're expecting cabinet shops are putting these together and they're savvy with those things. But we as homeowners have to sometimes get our tool belt on. So that's one way you might have to supply those. But it's a rare occasion when you're going to have prep fall side and a 30-inch deep cabinet. But be aware. Another thing to be aware of when you're doing these deeper cabinets, and by deeper I mean anything deeper than the standard 24-inch cutlery dividers in these drawers, the cutlery dividers max out at a 22-inch depth for the cutlery divider, which would fit in a 21-inch deep standard drawer for a 24 deep cabinet. But these deeper drawers, the cutlery divider is going to stop short of the back of the cabinet, of the drawer box. And that's okay. What you can do is, let's just say the back of the cutlery divider was in here. You can use this big compartment to store things. You're just going to screw the cutlery divider through its bottom to the bottom of the drawer. And it's totally fine. But if you try to order a full depth cutlery divider, it's not available. Not sure about some of the other options out there that might work. You can give us a call. We can see if we can work something through. But I'm talking about the finished maple or birch cutlery dividers made by Conestoga to order. Those ones are not available.
The other thing I think we could mention is a lot of times people doing deep cabinets are asking for maybe a 25-inch deep cabinet or a 26-inch deep cabinet with drawers. Blum only makes the slides in 3-inch increments. So for a cabinet that's 26 inches deep, you would have to use the next slide down. So you couldn't do normally when we size a 30-inch cabinet, it has a 3-inch shallower drawer box or a 27-inch drawer box. But on a 26-inch deep cabinet, we're going to have to do a drawer box that would fit in a 24-inch deep cabinet. So it'll be a little less than that 3 inches or a little more than that 3 inches. Mm-hmm. And then we're going to have to part out all of the pieces for that cabinet because it's not a standard depth. Mm-hmm. Drawer slide, we'll have to add a drawer slide and drawer box and drawer fronts and everything back onto that cabinet as items separate from the cabinet as opposed to just lumped with the cabinet on the quote. So it makes the quote a little more difficult to read.
Yes.
But it's not a problem. It's just it adds that complexity to the quote. So we can help you through that process for sure.
And if you do go that route, just to tag on to what Jim's saying, that 21-inch deep drawer glide and the 27-inch deep cabinet, it's going to stop well short of the cabinet back. So it won't, when we sell you the glides, it's going to have the bracket. You won't be able to use the bracket because you're so far off the rear of the cabinet. You'll have to do this trick.
That's right.
And because the cabinet's being parted out, it probably will not come with these. So you'll have to supply your own cleat material. So it's a lot to say. It's probably easier to talk about if you have that situation come up. Just realize if you want a drawer cabinet in an odd depth that's not in the 3-inch increment, we have to talk. It's not straight up out of the book. Did I forget anything else?
I think that's it.
Thank you. All right. Give us a call if you have any questions.